Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and here I love to post all sorts of content about personal finance, side hustling and launching a business, and a little bit of lifestyle content. So if that is what you are into, you're in the right place. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get into it. So today, I have a what sold video, and I love to do these things about eBay, a little bit of Poshmark, but today we're gonna talk about Facebook Marketplace. I sold a bunch of stuff recently and I'm super proud of myself, and I wanted to share a little bit of like tips and tricks with you and also share what I sold, because I mean maybe you have similar items sitting around your house and who knows, it can make you some extra cash. I made almost $700 selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, stuff that was sitting around my house that we had not used in forever, that we were never gonna use again, stuff that like people gifted to me or handed down to me that I was just like, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? I sold it and I made some money. And if you are in a similar situation, I would encourage you to sell your stuff too. So, quick tips for Facebook Marketplace. First of all, I used to do Craigslist a lot, like a lot. But I slowly but surely over time started using Facebook Marketplace, and I have to tell you, it's amazing. Like amazing. The people are super friendly, super reliable, which is huge. I can't tell you how many times in the past I was posting something on Craigslist and I would get ghosted. I mean, it was like just being ghosted constantly, or worse, which was super annoying, was when people would say that they were, we'd set up a time and they were gonna come over and pick something up, and then they would never show. Like, I got things to do. Everybody does. Like, we're all busy. So the more and more that I started using Facebook Marketplace, the more that I realized that the people on there were super reliable. We did all the negotiation up front too. So there wasn't any sort of like that weird kind of bartering back and forth. For whatever reason, I think people just know, like, if they're gonna barter, we just do it via Messenger on Marketplace, and it was super easy. I do a lot of porch pickups where, I just set it outside, whether it's here or at the warehouse, or for the larger items, I will just, like obviously have them come to the house and meet me here. Word to the wise, I would say for porch pickups, the way I do it, I will only really do it like when we are home. I'm not comfortable with people coming over to the house when we're not here. I definitely also only make sure that when I do a porch pickup, it's for something that's like $40 or less. If I'm selling something for $200, I'm not gonna leave that out on my porch for somebody. I don't know, like I guess I'm not that trusting yet. But for 40 bucks, sure, whatever. I also make sure when I make my postings, take really good clear pictures. I think a lot of this stuff is like 101 basic, right? Take clear pictures, have a really good description. The other thing that I've learned is to not only pay attention to the item that you're taking the picture of, but look in the background, right? Like, you wanna make sure that things are cleaned up, that it's a nice, clear, crisp background. Amazing if there's nothing in the background, but sometimes that just isn't possible. But just make sure your photos are really nice. They showcase the item and the background isn't showing like a whole bunch of like, I don't know, like gross basement nastiness or something. I always try to price my items a little bit higher than what I actually want to get for it. And that is because I think it's just more and more common that people are bartering these days. So if I think I want to get 40 bucks for something, I'll list it at 50. And I kind of use maybe like that 10 to 20, I wouldn't say 20%, I take that back. I would mark it up like the 10% and kind of go with it. There are some items that maybe I've got a little bit more wiggle room with, but a good 10% is probably a good rule for thumb for a markup, with the intent of being able to have a little bit of wiggle room in there so you can negotiate and still get the dollar that you want for it. I also make sure that the item itself is cleaned up, well maintained, and if there are any sort of defects, just state it. A lot of times people, they really just want to know what they're getting. So having an item that's got some defects on it isn't a big deal. Just take pictures of it and clearly describe what that defect is. Make sure if it is something that's just cosmetic that you say it's just cosmetic. If it's missing a piece or a part, make sure you disclose that. Just be really truthful, upfront, and honest with what you have and the condition that it is in. Finally, I would say be super, super responsive. Everybody's really busy, but we're all super connected these days. So I think it's just sort of like table stakes that people assume you're gonna get back to them pretty quick. And if you've got somebody else that's already like in the wings, like they're ready to come pick up the item, if somebody else reaches out to you in the meantime, I just tell them, I say, hey, you know, I've got somebody that's coming over today to get it. If they decide they don't want it, I will let you know. And then I just sort of like make sure I hyper communicate with everybody. That way, if person number one, you know, maybe they don't want it or they back out or they come and they see it and they decide, oh, it's not really what I was expecting, then you've got the other person there and you can say, hey, it's still available. Or you're just totally just being upfront and honest, like, you know, it might not be available for you. So I think it's just a really good rule of thumb. Make sure you're very responsive and you're also very upfront and honest with people. All right, so let's get into the things that I sold to make $700. And I think I made all this money like within, I don't know, like maybe like a 4 to 6 week period. So I thought that was pretty quick for me anyways, because I'm busy, you're busy, we're all busy. Okay, the first thing, I've got them all like listed out here. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just running down my list. So first, oh, I had a bunch of strollers. Okay, so I actually had 3 strollers, and I mean, we have 4 kids, so it makes sense that we have that many, but we hadn't used them. We had been using our wagon, and I was just ready to get rid of these things. So I sold our jogger for $100. We had a double stroller, $150 for that thing. It was in excellent condition. And then I had another stroller that I actually wound up giving away. It was older. It was actually like my favorite stroller ever. I think that thing was like 10 years old. I wound up giving it away on one of those no-buy boards on Facebook. Somebody was looking for something and I thought, all right, we'll do the universe a solid and I'll just give it away. But so between those two, the jogging and the double stroller, I mean, that was $250 right there. I then had a car seat, which I sold for $40. This is another one. I think people are a little bit leery about selling car seats or purchasing them online. I don't know. I put it out there thinking not everybody has like $100 or $150 to buy a brand new car seat. You know, we bought this car seat brand new. We used it for one of the babies, Isaac. He was the one that used it. It wasn't in an accident or anything like that. And it was in great condition. And so I was super happy that somebody actually needed it and it went to good use versus going to a landfill. And I always, good tip though, with the car seats, make sure you photograph. On the side of the car seat, there's like a little information panel with an expiration date. Photograph that, because you do not want to be selling an expired car seat, and likewise if you're purchasing a used car seat, you don't want to be buying one that is expired either. Cloth diapers. So I cloth diapered Vincent and Isla for a period of time. Vivian and Isaac I did not. So I had these cloth diapers sitting around unused for probably about 8 years, right? Time to sell them. $40, porch pickup, high five. I had some kid boots. I sold those for $20. A wooden kitchen table. This was a sort of like a hand-me-down from my mom, and we just weren't using it anymore, so $30. And the cool thing about that one, is that the person that bought it, she actually refinished it and painted it and made it super freaking cool and then sold it for like $200. I was just happy to like get it out of our house. I wasn't looking for another DIY project. I got enough of those. But I was super pumped that somebody else got a deal on it. I made some money and then she like flipped it and sold it for a bunch more. So good for me and good for her. I had a wreath that was pretty much brand new. I don't even know where I got this thing, but I sold it for $10. Kind of think it might have been like a hand-me-down or a re-gift from somebody that was moving. I had 2 sets of snowboards and boots. So Ben and I used to snowboard back in the day, like when we were cool. We have not snowboarded though since I was pregnant with Isla. Isla's 9. So it's been a minute, and we have been on the hill since then, but we've been skiing instead. And so I decided these snowboards were just sitting around and collecting dust, and they needed to go to a good home. So I sold his board for $100, his board, boots, and bindings, and the bag, everything, $100, and same goes with mine. Now this was also a great example of, I really made sure that the background on these pictures looked really cool. We are redoing our countertops in our kitchen, and so I had like this laminate countertop sitting in our basement, and I thought, you know, that would make a really nice backdrop for a picture. And so I used that, and wouldn't you know it, the thing sold like really quick. So take good pictures with good backgrounds, good backdrops. I had a Coach purse. Now this was a weird one, and the only reason I say it was weird was because I bought it at this like outlet thrift location similar to the Goodwill bins, but it's not a Goodwill bins. It was an authentic Coach purse. It was well loved. Coach purses of like these particular kind really don't sell well online. So I don't even know why I picked it up when I was there. Like I knew it wasn't gonna sell well on eBay, but for whatever reason I got sucked in, and I was like, oh, it's a Coach purse, and I like threw it in my bin, and I bought it for $1. I listed it online, and sure enough, it was not selling. It was not getting any attention. I knew the thing wasn't gonna sell. Like I should have never bought it. But I put it on Facebook Marketplace as like a last ditch effort. Maybe somebody might want this thing. This sucker sold in like a week for 30 bucks. So I don't know. The lady was really happy. She was super nice when she came over. She was all sorts of pumped. So I mean, I guess it just goes to show you like some things that don't sell online, you know, like on eBay or Poshmark might sell on Facebook Marketplace. All right, I've got 3 more items left, and if you are sensing a theme here with the kids stuff, you're right. Okay, so I had a sound machine that I sold for $10. These things are not expensive. You can buy them brand new, I think, for like 20 bucks, which is why I decided to list it on Facebook Marketplace, because I knew if I was gonna sell it on eBay, there probably wouldn't be a lot of interest. There was like, the comps were horrible. I wasn't gonna make any money on it. The funny thing about this item is that when I listed it, I had like 5 people immediately reach out, and they were like, I want this. Like one person, like after I told her, like, I'm sorry, like somebody else was already coming to get it, like she just kept messaging me and was like, did they get it? Did they get it? Did they get it? If they didn't, I really want it. I was just like, lady, like you can just get one at Bed Bath & Beyond or at Target for 20 bucks. Like, I mean, I know $10 is a deal, but, and then, I mean, I don't know, like, it sold. It sold instantly. It was the most interesting thing ever. Like, I guess I just didn't expect, like, so many people to reach out for a child's sound machine. But, whatever, 10 bucks, porch pickup, high five, I'll take it. I had a crib mattress. This was another one that it had been sitting in our spare bedroom, like, for the longest time. You know, Isaac had not been in a crib for, I don't know how many months, 6 months or so. And I finally was just like, I gotta get rid of this thing. I took a picture, it sold in like a week. So that was a good sale as well. And then this one, so I don't know if I've probably mentioned, I hope I have, that my husband and I, we own a moving business. And so often what happens is that when people are moving, they have things that they don't want to take with them, and they either put them out on their curb or they offer them up to the guys that are on the moving job. Now, a lot of the guys that are on the moving jobs, sometimes we got a lot of college kids, and they're like, yeah, I want that. I need furniture to furnish my apartment or my dorm or whatever it is, or my party house. Other times, you know, the guys will bring it back to the warehouse and I will sell it. And then the money that we make from selling it, we just sort of like stick it, I don't know, into like a pot that they then use for like pizza or lunches or like whatever it is. So this was one. This was a couch that we got from somebody through one of those moves. I can't tell you. This was one where I was just like, at one point in time, I was listing it on Craigslist and I had enough of it, because everybody that reached out was super interested and loved it and wanted it. And then when push came to shove and they were like coming to show up, they would like sit on it and like touch it. And then they were like, you know, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. And then we would never hear from them again. And I can't tell you how many times, I think we had like 5 separate people come and sit on that couch. and then decide no, they didn't want it. And I don't know why. The couch was an amazing, great condition couch, although probably dated in style for sure. But anyways, I finally sold that thing for 40 bucks on Facebook Marketplace, wouldn't you know it? And the people showed up when they said they were going to be there. Another reason why I love Facebook Marketplace, and I will continue to be posting my items there when I'm just selling stuff around the house or my larger pieces. I am done with the Craigslist world. I'm on to better things. So I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope you go around your house and see what kind of things you have that maybe you're not using, somebody else could make good use of, and instead of pitching them and having them wind up in a landfill, that you sell them and make yourself some extra cash. With all these items, I made close to $700. I think it was like 690 bucks to be exact. But that was, you know, $690 that I did not have before, and my house is cleaner for it, and my pocketbook, my wallet is fatter for it. So I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Check out my other resale videos to give you some other ideas of things that you could sell online, and subscribe because I have lots more content like this coming at you. See you later.